as fuck. She said she my eye, but I don't know her. Had to look her up. I know that I'm rich, but I can help it. I'm hood as fuck. I've been on these bitches next so long, sometimes I fucking stuck. I can put you in my business. You might wish me dead tomorrow. Bitches be on today, sing every word of up tomorrow. I still got cases open. Keep your mouth shut tomorrow. Stay with me today, then get some sleep. You know it's up tomorrow. Fake, that's what my friend me. Both see, I think y'all should scissor. She bought a chain, I bought the same one, even bigger. She throwing shots, that's how I know I got a trigger. I don't speak dog ho. I don't care what no say. I stay on her mind. I got condos in that chain. She said she don't fuck with me. Who say that you can't hold? That munching, he gon' eat me like a mango. Long ass week, it be tickling my ass crack. Wonder what I do tomorrow that these hoes will be mad at. Oh yeah, it's sweet, and I always get my lick boo. I thought for my bitches and I'm fighting over dick too.
Can't say your name up in my songs. Might not with you tomorrow. Can get my feelings hurt today. I won't give a tomorrow. To buy no credit score, I might be rich tomorrow. Every day the sun won't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow. Can't say your name up in my songs, might not with you tomorrow. Can get my feelings hurt today, I won't give a tomorrow. To buy no credit score, I might be rich tomorrow. Every day the sun won't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow. You would think I went to school for chiropractic. Looking good as hell today, just sent my five attachment. Why'd you come from me by the man? You back for that, come at me by niggas who I don't need.
Hey, hey, last time. Oh, such a traumatic episode to be ending off on. How is everybody doing? Happy Friday. Thank you guys so much for being here per usual. And for the final time for this season, we are here to talk reasonable doubt. Get in here, show love, hit that like button. It's a whole lot to talk about, so we're going to get into it. But leave your commentary below about our commentary. And if you're watching this on replay, hit that like button for us. Please. We gonna get to these overall thoughts because I ain't got no time to waste. I don't have any time to waste. I need to know y'all thoughts. Lawrence, we're gonna come to you first. What have been your overall thoughts of this episode and just this season?
Wow. Thank you. Reasonable Doubt. This is what I wanted. This is top-notch writing from top to bottom. This right here is how you direct an episode from top to bottom. They play with our emotions, and I mean that in a good way. Overall thoughts, I thought this was another great episode. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's an episode I've seen yet this season, my personal opinion, in which I thought it was like a fluff type episode. They came out firing on all cylinders with this episode. It was a lot of shock and awe moments in episode 10. What a season.
EJ?
Yes, I concur with that. I mean, this was an amazing season, but they haven't really missed to me. I think they've done really, really well. I think every episode was good. I mean, this episode right here was definitely a 10 out of 10 for sure. They had me. They twisted me. They turned me. And then I was like, dang it, I should have stayed with my first mind. But, that's what this show does. It creates all this doubt. And even when you feel like you know something, you find yourself doubting what you know, what you think you know. And then you be all twisted and turned up. But I think they did amazing. The entire cast is great. And congratulations to them on a season 4. They deserve it.
Ashley?
Compared to season 2, this was like night and day for me personally. Overall, I think this was a great season. I really, really do. It definitely became like appointment television, and we haven't had that in a while where you tune in and you're really looking forward to the next episode and what's going to happen. They did that. The writer's room got in there and did some things. Am I 100% well pleased with the finale? Not all the way, because, y'all not going to play in my face. I know what I know, and I know what it was supposed to be, but y'all came in that 9th hour and tried to reach around, and I don't know how I feel about that, but it kept me on my toes. It kept me guessing, and we love that. We love the unpredictability of a reasonable doubt, and they delivered that for me. I was set for this finale. I really, really was.
They played in my face. That's what they did. They did all this rigmarole. Great season, great cast. I can see, I'm trying to think because I haven't watched season 1 in a while, but just Cal's performance here has just been really exceptional. I think everybody just kind of performed more than we've seen them perform before. Jax had to give, a lot of energy, especially in this final episode, but the acting this season was just really, really good, and everybody seemed just so committed. I think the season was great, but y'all played in my face. What y'all not gonna do is do everything I said was gonna happen episode 1 and then take it all away and then give it back in the final episode. How dare you? The audacity, it was disrespectful. I was mad. I was mad. I said, why y'all gonna trick me like this? All I ever did was be nice to y'all and talk about the show. Y'all played in my face. Like, that's something to do. It's a lot of trickery going on here in this season for me, because you couldn't tell us certain things about certain people. Then they got all the way to this finale and said, nah, it wasn't ever that. We're gonna get into those things, but still fantastic season, fantastic representation. It was giving, and I'm looking forward to whatever they have in season 4. Then we get these super chats, and we're gonna get into how they played in my face, because I ain't like that. I didn't like that. Thank you so much, Bree, for the super chat. If Monica Ish LU, I might put money on her books. What we put money on Monica books for? What? Did I read that wrong? If Monica,
Oh God.
what?
She's saying free Monica?
I don't know what.
Saying if she shot Lewis, I think that's what we was trying to say.
Shot Lou. Look at here. We not putting no money on Monica books either way, Bree. Even if it was Lewis, we still not putting any money on her books. She needs to fry. Thank you so much, though. Bree once again coming through with the super chat. I know it's a show, but there are so many Ozzies out there, and I was real in tears. This is how a finale is done. Absolutely. I wanted no tears now. It take a little bit to get me across the streets. But I was emotional. I said, oh, man, dog, we had so much to do. What about our list, man? What about our list? Ozzie, we supposed to go to the store. We supposed to go to the rope store. We're supposed to go. But starting here, I thought we was going to go to the rope store and, buy rope like adults do. Not guilty. He is not guilty. We open up. We gonna go over there with old girl later. But just getting into Ozzie, the fact that we can get a not guilty verdict and immediately, it's like no time has passed. All right, they told us what we needed to know. Jax is still trying to counsel and parent and protect at this point. So what's the next move? What are we doing now? You want to come? I say invite him to your house again, Jax. You go keep inviting Ozzie over to dinner. You want to come to my house? To say, come on over here in the family circle, because we're talking about your future. It's time to get back to work. Nobody really cares. It's just like, okay, the money is free again. Let's get it all rolling. Ashley, were you surprised at how the family just immediately jumped back into the working things? And did you expect more from them? Or is this like, yeah, mama, this is exactly who she is? I have to ask.
More from that family? No, I never expect anything from them. But I will say, I believe that was the tell. Because as soon as she says, come on, Ozzie, let's talk about your future, I was like, oh, he's a deader. He's goner. He's a goner. Like from that moment on, and then the invitation immediately to Jax's house for dinner, I was like, yeah, Ozzie's out of here. So it really didn't hit me like I think it should have. His unaliving. Plus, we'd already seen him on the brink before. This man was going to OD. That's something he was going to do. And anytime I feel like you snort a red powder, I feel like you don't love your life anyway. Cause red, why are you snort? I'd never even seen red powder before, y'all. But no, I was excited about the verdict. I really didn't know which way they were gonna play it. I was like, it would be interesting to have an Ozzie go to prison and then have to do the appeals and all that for another season. But I was excited. This is what Jax needed. We got to see Billable Bill in full action after here. But no, as far as the family and him being the money train, absolutely not. He was still going to be the breadwinner. Baby, this is going to be your book, how you were wrongly accused black man. We're going to do Good Morning America. Like, I could see it all in her mind. These are our next steps. This is how we're going to rebrand. This is how we're going to get the bag. The family hasn't changed. You would think going through something as traumatic as this, they would have been taking steps to equip themselves throughout the trial or immediately after, especially learning about the abuse and trauma he'd suffered and how he didn't want this life. And mama was still that same mama. They were all trash. They could care less about the person of Ozzie and really just wanted a bag at the end of the day.
When she invited him to the house for the umpteenth time, I said, yeah, it's what we thought from the beginning. That's Ozzie in there on that floor. So I was expecting it throughout. They played with it a lot. I think the real thing I took from this scene, because we knew the family was trash, like whatever, but just how much Jax cared. Normally, when she wins a case, she kind of washes her hands of it and she's just ready to move on to the next thing. But she's like, okay, yo, what do we do now? What can I do for you now? I want to help you. Like, maybe you need to go and do these things. I was like, oh, she's really, really involved. So when we get the outcries later between them in the kitchen, it's believable because I care that much. Lawrence, how did you feel about this? Did you expect anything from the family at all?
No, unfortunately, it's business as usual. Unfortunately, it's politics as usual when it comes to this family. There was a sliver of me that was hoping that the mom would say, hey, let's just dial back from all of this right here. Let's just take a breath, a minute to unwind. But unfortunately, everybody's like, hey, let's get back on this acting parking lot. I got this gig right here set up for you. You can meet this producer. I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing? Y'all son just went through something so traumatic, right? It really could have went the opposite way for him, but they saw it as, just like Ashley said, another opportunity to get a bag, and they don't care about the person, the humanity of Ozzie Edwards. At the end of the day, it's all about that bag, how he can continue to supply the family, even if it's hurting him mentally, physically, emotionally as well.
EJ?
Yeah, I never bought Mama's pour out when she went over there. I told you it was all about her trying to, because she felt like, oh, this is really going to happen. He's really going to get off at this point. Like everything was kind of leaning towards he ain't going down. Let me get in. Let me go over here with this fake apology so that he'll be willing to let me continue to be a part, manage him and do all the things. Because remember, Ozzie was about to get rid of them all. Like he was done, right? So she needed to make sure that she solidified her place. I never believed what she was saying. And when we went straight back into it, I said, see, I never believed you. I never believed you. You were full of it. I did like Kristen's apology that she gives to him. I thought that was the most sincere thing. I feel like we had two victims in this whole thing. Like both of these kids were ultimately victims of these parents, but that's about it.
Ashley, do you have something you'd like to say? You sure?
I'm positive.
Thank you so much, DeMarcus, for the super chat.
You know EJ's so sweet, but hell no, nah. Kristen was a demon. They tried to play it off in the end but she'd pull a trigger. That hoe would pull a trigger. That hoe would slice your throat in your sleep. You're not gonna put that on my cracker. You're not gonna pee on my leg and tell me it's raining about Kristen. I know a lunatic when I see one. Kristen is a lunatic. Billable Bill is a lunatic. They played with me about those two because listen. But EJ's sweet. She's about redemption and love and all that. That hoe's a lunatic. She's crazy. She's crazy as a bitch.
Thank you so much, DeMarcus, for the super chat. The scratches on Ozzie's chest meant nothing. I mean, they were there. They played with those. We saw, him pushing Monica away, and she was the one who left those scratches. But as far as Wendy was concerned, no, they meant absolutely nothing. They played in our face real good this season. Thank you so much, Bree. I think this finale is what pushes Jax to do solo therapy next season, and I think Monica shot Mama Lou, not Lewis. What? It could have been Lewis. It could have been Lewis. You ain't need to correct that. They can take you, both of them. Both of them can get it. You already know how I feel about them. Don't get me all riled up, Bree. We got some more slides to go, though. It could be both of them. Who's trying to save them? The way I was like, oh, did she come unhinged from the respirator? Why? No, she's still going. We're gonna leave out the season with Mama Luke. I thought she was gonna be laid up. She all at the dinner table talking. Oh boy, she still got to be here being the mama, as well as this one. Why you could be on the floor? Ugh. He needed to be on the floor, and Lori Harvey can lay her ass down there next to him. Cause get away from me, Heffa. This father here and his two daughters, it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. If Jax was acting this episode, she was delivering. She said, "You're gonna get these tears. You're gonna get me emotional all about my daddy." It's very, very heartfelt. I could care less about that walk along with Lori down there. well, I just need to tell you who he really is, and I want a relationship with you, Jax. Like, don't let him keep us apart. Not Eddie, not that demon. Don't let him keep us apart and deprive us. He's already been absentee in our lives. Me and you, we can build something because he came into your life to try to trick you and get close to you to get your money. And I just want a relationship with you, unlike him. And it's like, but why? You don't even know me. I know. I need to get to know you, Jax. That's the point. So, girl, get away from me. The way that they waited on bated breath for us to get little Lori, I expected more. I expected a little bit more. This was a bit underwhelming for me. It was exactly what we expected. But since they prolonged it so much, I just expected the earth to move a little bit more as far as the dynamic. And even if it was this, we know that Jax was putting on in the beginning when she first got in touch with Eddie and he popped up and she set those boundaries and he shifted every single boundary against her better judgment every single time. And she let it ride and let it pass. So to get here and all of those, yeah, you got one time and you never gonna, yeah, it's like, no, I'm still daddy's girl. I still care. This still hurts. You hurt me then, you hurt me now. I've been hurting. I still loved you through all of it. I even love you through this. I was like, oh, I need some more. I need some more. Ask him some questions, Jax. I need you to answer a little bit more. It's just like, oh man, you know your sister, she wilding out outside. She ain't never been nowhere. Don't trust her. I still love you, baby girl. It wasn't, oh, druggy. I needed her to hold his ass to the fire. I was like, Louis, why you not here with your wife, Louis? I need somebody to punch Eddie and Louis. I need some resolve. It was very peaceful. It was very nice. Like, Daddy, I don't know what the future's gonna hold, but I love you, Dad. I love you too. You know what, Daddy? I believe you. It's like, that's so nice. Every little girl needs a dream, Jax. You hold on to that and put it in your pocket. Because I could give a damn. The way that both of these, they could get far away from me and far away from my well-appointed home. Ashley?
This is a prime example of why she married a man like Louis. This is why she married Louis. This is a prime example of why the hell she married Louis and continues to stay with the Faux King. I was so underwhelmed again by the whole thing. I don't give a single damn. If you're going to bring Lori over here as a master manipulator, baby mama con artist, let her be that. Let her be that to the fullest. Like, I don't need to see her tiptoeing, coming in, with really no tea, but alluding to tea. Baby, you need to tell the truth. What did Eddie really do? What did he do? Make something up. He's a crackhead. Like, there was no imagination. Okay. There was no rhythm. There was no inspiration here. I was like, girl, if we're going to do this, add it on. Do you want that bag or not? Like, what are we doing? These aren't real hustlers. These are not real hustlers at all. And it really irked my nerves because you mean to tell me, Eddie, you've been a crackhead your whole life and you don't know how to con somebody real quick? The conversation, no. He's still the man that had her making lines with Fun Dips, about to snort it with her friends on the playground. I'll never forgive him for that. I will never forgive that crackhead for that. I hated this. I felt nothing. Cry 2 tears in a bucket, Jax. I could give a single damn about that whole interaction because I don't believe it. I don't know what knowing him was so deep that I'm a daddy's girl and I love him, girl, because he scratched your head when you were ailing, like at 5 years old. What else has he done for you lately? Like, I don't get it. Maybe I'm disconnected, honey, because I ain't got a daddy. You know what I mean? And as far as, like I said, Lori Harvey and Chelsea over here, girl, go to hell expeditiously with your 3 kids, because what are you doing? And the only true thing Jax said in this, in my opinion, was, I don't know if I want a daddy or a sister. Keep that energy, Jax. Go on. You got enough to deal with at home with the Faux King. Maybe if you free yourself from the burden of your father, you can get the help you need to divorce the Faux King. That weak simp of a man.
Oh, God. EJ, please go.
I don't know what to say after all that. I mean, seriously. Honestly, when it all comes down to it, I did think that I keep going to call her Lori or whatever her name is, Chelsea. I kept thinking that she was going to like drop some big bomb. Like I was waiting on something to happen, but it just didn't happen. And I was like, okay, well, maybe we're setting this up now that we have her here. Maybe we're going to take her into the next season and maybe that's when she will cause the trouble. I don't know. but it didn't happen for me right here. And I'm with you. Like, we waited all this time. It should have been something major. It should have been like something where we was like, oh damn. But that just didn't happen. As far as the father is concerned, I mean, he do what crackheads do. I mean, they try to swindle their way out of stuff. They try to talk their way out of stuff. And the crazy part about it is, you should have known that your daughter, who you raised, by the way, I'm talking about Chelsea, who you raised or was around, or you should have known she was going to backdoor you. She just looked like she was itching to backdoor you. I don't understand why he didn't see this coming and why he didn't prepare for this. You think that a con artist would know another con artist. You created this con artist, so you should know that the con artist is going to try to backdoor you. So always have another con ready to, like, just like, I don't understand. It's like they're bad at their job, at this job that they're trying to do. But other than that, I just wish Jax would have just had a little more backbone and would have just said, you know what, I don't want nothing else to do with you, but this is Jax, and I get it to a certain extent, so I ain't gonna be too hard on her.
Because he couldn't deny anything. He didn't try to. It was just like, oh, well, baby, it was just, I thought he was going to scratch his neck and have a little fiend tendencies. Baby, now come on, baby. You know daddy love. You're like, well, get out of my face, Cracky. Lawrence.
For some reason, I thought Jax was going to have a lot of fire and brimstone towards her sister. Instead, they're just enjoying casual, peaceful beach walks out here on Laguna Beach. Because Jax always had fire and smoke when it came to the situations about Eddie, right? And Lewis. But when she got to her sister, it was calm and present. And I was kind of let down. Like EJ said, we thought we was going to get some type of big bombshell. It was nothing. This is one of the storylines that I hoped that they would go ahead and wrap up. But it looks like this potential storyline is going to follow us into next season. And I'm going to be absolutely sick because I care nothing about this right here with Chelsea and the sister. As far as the dad, he did what a manipulator is going to do. I love you, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's supposed to be enough. At the end of the day, Jack's plate is full, right? When it comes to the case, her home family situation, she don't need this extra luggage, this extra baggage with these scamming dynamic duo of the father and the daughter.
I just want to know who got Chelsea kids while she down here in LA trying to play ripoff. Girl, where them kids at? Where them children? With their daddies? Where they at? I don't know. I just expected a little bit more, but it's okay. I'm guessing that they didn't unveil everything here because maybe there's stuff to look forward to in the next season. I didn't expect Lori to carry over into the next season, but hey,
I didn't either.
This is where we are. This is where we are too. Tinder in the audacity. Because he be bragging about his Tinder profile. What kids, Lewis? Lewis. Oh, the smug smirk. Lewis just pisses me off when he breathes on camera. Man, Lewis just can't do nothing right to me. Like, this didn't do anything for me. Like, it shouldn't have taken everything to get here. And even the rope-a-dope, you didn't even figure it out for yourself. Well, I can't let him go. He got a baby on a baby. Kids? Women. Him. They'll be bragging all about down there on his Tinder profile. I have it having his way. Bussy. Him? Oh yeah, now I gotta do something. You gotta be found out that way. We needed that little bump because Lewis never knows anything. But we get here in the office and he does try to take his power back. He confronts the situation. I do love what they were trying to do here because we do have workplace politics when it comes to black hire sometimes. Black, like, brother, help me out. Hook a brother up. Yeah. And if I give you this opportunity, how is they going to reflect on me and everybody else here that you're willing to just bygone all of that in the name of you getting your way and getting your check when you low-key don't know what the hell you're doing? This isn't okay. If you were down for the people, you wouldn't jeopardize me or anybody else in that way, black or not. That was nice, but Lewis is just, Lord, he makes me mad. It makes me so mad. And I'm glad that he didn't lose his job because I didn't know where this was going because the situation was so sloppy. But it's like, if we could so easily do this, you could have done this from the beginning. It just gives a lack of responsibility and this unseriousness for a position that you work so hard for. Nobody's going to jeopardize it, especially he could have been messed up in so many ways. He literally did not know, you just lied on your job application and happened to get the job. And he was like, yeah, can you pull it up? Well, I don't know. Yeah, if you could have pulled it up, and I know you couldn't because you don't know what the hell you're doing, you would have saw that the folder was empty. You never knew what to do. And you didn't let this man play on your clock, on your time, and on y'all budget collecting the check for how long? Because of some incompetence? I don't know. You just can't afford to be this irresponsible. It was good to see him take something back here, but I don't like how this is the most powerless that it feels like Lewis has been in all of the seasons, and we've been through some stuff. We have been through a lot with Jackson Lewis and the kids and the whole thing. I don't know why this particular season it's just dwindling all the way down to here. Even when he fired him, I was like, way to go, Lewis. EJ, I'm going to come to you first.
Not way to go, Lewis. Yeah, I mean, it did what it was supposed to do. I mean, we finally got here after all this time. The way Bro Man would have been let go of a long time ago. I mean, everybody know, at the end of the day that you just can't help everybody. You just can't help everybody. And I understood where Lewis was trying to come from, but at the same time, you're not going to jeopardize me and my family and my happiness and all of that type of stuff. He cannot go home and not have no job. Let's just keep it real. He had been on thin ice for a long time. So Lewis needed to keep this job and he needed to keep this position. So I'm glad that he finally got there. But again, he almost didn't get there. If he wasn't talking to old girl and found out about Tinder, he would have still let this kept going. Like, you could have been done this a long time ago. I did like the fact that we find out that Lewis has been keeping a tally, which is what a lot of corporate jobs do. They let people think that they're doing one thing and they let you slide and slide and slide, but really they be keeping these little folders, all these little things. And I love that Lewis actually did that part. So I was like, oh, okay, but other than that, it didn't have the effect that it would have had if we had did that first back, up earlier. Then I would have been like, okay, Lewis, that's what I'm talking about. But, we here.
You just didn't know, because even here, you threatened him so many times. It was like, yeah, what are you going to do? Like, he wasn't even scared of Lewis. What, you going to fire me? You can't fire me. It was like, he knew he treated you as a punk. I don't need you getting punked out here, Lewis. You cooking dinner and being a house husband is one thing. That's your prerogative, brother. In the workplace, I need you to be on it. Ashley.
Are you sure you want to do this right now?
I can go to Lawrence.
Yeah, go to Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Okay. All right. Whoop. We know Ashley's getting ready to lay the thunder, so I make it short and sweet. But I said this last week on this live that the only angle I could see with Lewis and Mr. C++, aka Sam, was going to be the angle of him being, oh, I'm a corporate black man in America, and I know what it takes, and I work hard, I work my butt off. And in the following week, they exactly did that right there. Of course, we know Sam out here scheming, out here lying on the resume. I'm like, well, Lewis, what about your company? Y'all didn't double check on references? A lot of times on these jobs, they do call the references just to make sure that everything is lined up and see if this person is really who they say they are. But of course, in the situation, Lewis and HR, it seemed like just let everything slide. But I did appreciate Lewis saying, yo, I did do it the right way. And that I forgot what he said. I think he said I'm a corporate man or something like that. But to see, I appreciate him standing 10 toes down on that part right there, letting Sam know that when you do this right here, when you step into this field, when you get to this level, it's a certain route you need to take. You can't cheat your way the way Sam has done it. I appreciate Lewis for standing up for himself in this situation right here and showing Sam the right way to do it if you're trying to climb the corporate ladder.
Lawrence, that goes back into it being Lewis's fault because he was, remember in the beginning, it was like, well, did you check? Did you see? It was like, nah, it was just, I just saw another brother, from brother to brother. I just had to give him the job because it was a brother. Yeah, you can't always do that. You always need to cross check and get into those references, Lewis.
Mm-hmm,
all right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ashley?
No disrespect to the man that plays Lewis. Okay, this is a character that I'm talking about, not the man, not the actor. He can literally do nothing right, in my opinion. Lewis is the scum between my toes at this point. Because here's the thing, right? And I think it was cute. Lawrence, how you said he's teaching this other black. He wasn't teaching Sam nothing. Lewis doesn't have the wherewithal to teach a goldfish how to swim, in my opinion. I fear Lewis has been a voyeur since we've met him. all right? Any man that watches his wife get spread eagle on a couch and gets aroused and turned on by it, okay, is not a man that I would trust to do anything for me, okay? So over here, he couldn't even fire this man right because you had to have security. That's how weak you are, Lewis. You couldn't put this man out your office on your own. Call security. This enraged me even more. And the fact that you've been a voyeur, a super spy even this season with your cell phone, stalking crackhead Eddie Kane Jr., and you didn't know that this man was single and on Tinder. This is your world, Lewis. You're in tech. You're in surveillance as well now as of this season, and he's just run all over you, just like everybody else in your life, Lewis. I hate to say it, but I hope he's the one who's got. I hope we're wearing black next season, and I hope he's the one that we're putting 6 feet under. Lewis has no probative value, not as a father, not as a husband, not as a boss, as nothing, in my opinion. He still ain't got Eddie Kane back after being disrespected. He's a punk from every word, from the word go. If this is what you want to call taking your power back, I guess, but for me, it was even weaker. Because what are these kickboxing lessons for, Lewis? What are these shadow boxing sessions for, Lewis? What is this? Oh, what is all that for, Lewis, if you can't do anything with it when it comes into real life? Like, Lewis is the type of man that's going to stand behind you in a fight. Baby, you got that? Do you need me to bring you a water, a towel, so you can handle that? I wouldn't trust him to do anything for me. And I hope he loses his job, too. If he doesn't get shot, if he's not the one who got, I hope he loses this little job. Because he don't deserve it. You didn't even steward that well. You don't steward your life well. You don't steward your family well. And you don't steward this job well, Lewis. What do you do, Lewis?
Ashley, stop! Thank you so much, Marcus, for the super chat. Welcome to the Reasonable Doubt universe. This Atkins is Brandy, Corey Cash, and Essence Atkins, aka Brandy, look great together. Chad, they barely put the camera on Essence for me. I got some old stuff I want to get into around that because I'm gonna say that. Thank you, DeMarcus. Thank you so much. I can't breathe my chest. Thank you, Bree. I think this finale is what pushes Jax to do solo therapy next season. Okay, I just didn't read that one above there. Thank you. Let me get Chuck here, aka CJ. What is going on? I'm sorry about whatever is going on, but long time no tap in. Prayers for my family, please. Absolutely. I hope you're doing okay, and prayers for your family most definitely. Thank you so much, Chuck. And DeMarcus once again. Sambo Sam finally got fired, and we met Lena. Yeah, he needed to be. Now, what's going to happen? Are we going to follow through with this suit? I'm assuming that since Lewis kept going on about how he had a whole trail, then you have something to back you up in case this man tries to take you to court. Hopefully. Let's get on down here. Autumn Lewis be taking me out. Lewis. Now, getting over here to Corey. I do not have Essence here. They didn't do nothing with Essence. I ain't got time for that. Much as I love their Essence Atkins, they didn't do anything with her. We got that one encounter last season where it's like, oh, okay, we're going to date. And then it's just that she kind of came in, hat covering half her face, said her little ditties, and went on her way. A waste of Atkins, if you ask me. Was that a goodbye? What are we doing here? What are we doing here, Corey? What you mean you put a ring on it? You know you're supposed to be with Jax. Don't play with me, show. I need Lewis to be dead in the grave and Corey to be there to console her. We can't do that if we put a ring on Essence. Don't put Essence Atkins in my face. Respect to her. We didn't need her here. We didn't need that. Corey's supposed to be off, living his best life, solving cases and solving crime, and come back here as soon as Jax needs him when Lewis is dead. What are we doing here? She's supposed to be a widow. Huh? I don't have time for this. All of this moving forward, we already didn't get no Corey this season. I was hoping Bill would be trash and trying to pull a little fast one. Like, you know what? I need some backup. Whereas Corey commits to coming through, lay your head on my pillow. Nah, I was hoping Lewis would mess up even more. Just any excuse to get Corey back here so he can rub on Jack's thigh. She ain't been hit right since Michael Ealy died. We ain't got no cakes slapped good enough since then. It's been slow forelock strokes in the dark since he died. It's just been hard out here in the paint. That's why every single season she makes sure she bring that man up. She brought him up here this episode. She missed that deep. That's what that was. Anyway, I don't know what's going on here. I don't have time. They brought him here for this little cute. Of course, when we get into Jax and the Brooks Brothers suits wearing man try to play in her face, tried to play in my face with you too, but I wouldn't have none of that. That's why I ain't been down to that office. I got you back. Let me go out here on the balcony and check on Essence Atkins. You do whatever you need to do with Essence. Don't you walk down no aisles. We're gonna need you if Lewis is gunned down. Lawrence, how did you feel about Corey Cash?
Oh my God. I mean, I hate to break everybody's bubble, but I really do think that Lewis and Jax are going to be together for however long the show goes on. I don't think we're going to have no more cheating scandals, and I know that I know it's what a lot of people want. I get it. They do look good together. Corey and Jax, that's Black excellence. They do look good together. But as far as Essence Atkins' character, I mean, I thought it was good for Corey. I guess he's saying that I'm starting to move on, but you kind of talked about that in the earlier parts of the season. I didn't think too much of it with this right here. Happy for him, you know what I'm saying? But I could see a little bit of tension between Lewis and Mr. Corey. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a reading of the minds. Like they were trying to size each other up, but trying to be respectful at the same time. But yeah.
I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of that, Lawrence. I'm so sick of that because Lewis always got a whole bunch of mouth when a man isn't present in the room. He want to say, obviously, to keep it real, 100. I really ain't cool about this nigga rolling up in here. What were you gonna do? You gonna lay hands on Corey? We couldn't even lay hands on a crackhead. You ain't doing nothing with Corey. We saw you try to bring that energy to Corey that one time last season. I think he will whoop your ass in a 3-piece suit, Lewis.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't say that.
He put Lewis in a body bag. Absolutely.
He get on my nerves. Like he always got some smug to saying something smart when nobody's around and he just in there with his wife. Ashley.
Quiet as a cat. Billable Bill would knock Lewis out. Anybody could take Lewis. Jax could take Lewis out. No, like LA is a big little city. There are tons of upwardly mobile Black men or other men for Jax to sink her claws into. I don't need her to go over here with Corey. He's busy, baby. He's locked and loaded. He's on Watson. He's doing everything he needs to do with the new love of his life. I thought it was cute they're engaged. And Lewis is a punk, Lawrence. That's why he just looking. And then when he heard engaged, he was like, "Oh man, for real, congratulations." Really. He's just such a punk. I can't stand him. But anyway, back to Jax. There are plenty of Black men in LA that we can go with. We don't have to just, reserve it to Corey. I'm happy with his arc, especially since it doesn't seem like he's going to be a series regular at this point. Let's introduce some new meat, some new talent, some new boys in the club because they looking. They looking at Jax. Like, well, come on. Let's get somebody in, like, the DA's office next season. Somebody on the opposing side. I think that would be very, very cute, especially if Lewis is going the way of the grave, which, fingers crossed.
I don't care who comes. We need a man, okay? Yeah. I don't want no more weak sauce around Jax. Somebody need to hold her ass to the fire. And I ain't gonna say that. Somebody need to go get on her road. That's all I'm saying. And Lewis just isn't that man. EJ.
Dang, Lewis, you need one person for you, sir. I guess I'm gonna have to go ahead and take them. I guess I'm gonna have to be the one. No, seriously though. I hate that Corey's gonna be gone. Like, I really thought that we were gonna get more of Corey, but I guess since his other show is doing so well, maybe they were just leaving this as an open door that maybe we could get him as possibly a season regular one, at some point if that didn't work out. So we kind of kept him around, but doesn't look like that's gonna happen. So it just is what it is. It's always great looking at him. Hate to see him go, but it is what it is. And then as far as Jax and Lewis is concerned, I honestly agree with Lawrence. I don't think that they're going to break this couple up anytime. I think they've already done what they wanted to do with that first and second season. And I think that's where we're going to be at with that. And I think I think you just don't have to, get used to the Fola King. Ashley, he going to be here, girl.
You gotta get used to the slow stroking.
We know he ain't going nowhere. I can hope, I could dream. We could dream about it. I know he ain't going nowhere. I just would love like,
Yeah.
and it's not even just a sexual thing. It's just we haven't seen Jax too often, like in the presence of a man who is completely on her level. They're
Yeah.
always kind of inferior in some way as far as relationships, because we know Michael Ealy was that baby was on stage. He had a lot going on, and it's just Lewis. But as far as like, I like that would be such an intriguing dynamic because Lewis gives her what he gives her, but it's only so much. He can only meet her at a certain level and just give support. We want somebody who can give support and okay, everything. But it's okay. We know he's not going nowhere. Let me get to these super chats. Get to these super chats, Lord. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm gonna have to add. You don't know how to steward your life to my arsenal.
His family's in utter chaos and despair. Lewis ain't no leader.
Thank you so much, DeMarcus. Hopefully, we get more of Lena in season 4, more Monica. Shot Lewis protecting Jax. Sambo Sam could sue Lewis in season 4. He don't just. I don't need to see Sambo Sam no more. I hope not.
Right.
Thank you so much. Shout out to y'all for the Inspiration channel. Got motion. All right, we like motion. We always get that. Let's go over there and see how much motion we get and what you talk about in the videos now. And thank you for gifting the membership. Chuck most definitely appreciate it. Yeah, we know. It's just, it's all fun and, banter. And we know that Lewis isn't going to place. And it's okay. I've made my peace with that. I just don't play with Corey in my face neither. Let's get over here into this. Because Jax, I fought for you. When I had said and rolled up on them partners and said, you need to treat her with some respect. This black woman, how dare you? As much as she's given here, all the money she brings in here, all she does is do her job. You should treat her like an equal partner. Like her name is out there. Yeah. I fought for you, Jax. You want a cookie? What do you want me to do with that? The disrespect is still the disrespect, whether you fought for me or not. You can't sit here and tell me men that I've worked with and known longer than you tried to vouch and fight for me. That means they never respected me. I was like, Jax, don't play with me. We've been gearing up for you to roll out here for quite some time. I was like, give it to us now. Don't make us wait on it. These people don't respect you. They don't care. There's nothing that you could ever offer, do a number of cases you could win to get that. You're always going to be undermined and mistreated and talked about behind your back. Pack your raggedy duffel bag and get out of there. And she did just that in a fly red suit, and I was absolutely here for it. But Billable Bill is simply Bill. He's just Bill. Ashley said that he writes letters in crayon. We're not there anymore.
He does though. They lied. I know a lunatic when I see one. They're not gonna.
They said in the show, every little encounter that we got that seemed to be calculated, all the glances at Jax, little underhanded, even the whole dynamic between him and his ex-wife and him kind of giving stalker. Him, just the way that he was acting, this unnatural roboticness to Bill. No, this is just who Bill is, and he's a normal person. Might even be more than that once we get over there with Sally. But right now, he's just Bill, and he does not have a problem. Ashley?
They're playing the long game. This isn't the last we've seen of Billable Bill, and he's a lunatic. Y'all, they're not gonna make me believe he's not. Those diabolical looks that he was giving in the first few episodes when Jax would leave a room, the way he was smashing out Sally from the valley, all of these things, the way he was sitting outside his wife's house in cloak and dagger, he's a menace. We just haven't seen it yet. Even that little weird, too little, too late approach to the partners, because Jax is the one that keeps the lights on. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Sunday morning quarterback? Or what is it, Monday morning quarterback? Whatever it is, I don't watch football. But Bill, no, this isn't it for Bill. There's more than this. This was cheap for me. This is the part of the story that was very, very cheap, because Bill has all of the makings of a serial unaliver, of an unhinged YT man, and I don't know why we didn't delve into that more. Come on, y'all. Even when he has that tight little young suit on at the very end, I said, see, See, he wants to be the Joker. I don't trust him. There's still something wrong with him. It was cute, Jack's checking him, but girl, you knew who he was anyway. You don't expect anything from Billable Bill. I honestly was hoping that the upset would be, I think, Tyra, like you had said earlier, that, after his little outburst to the partners when they said, well, maybe you don't need to be partners. She did all the work anyway. So what did you do, Bill? I thought maybe they were going to, pull that offer back, and maybe then his option would be to go with Jackson. He'd have to beg, borrow, and do whatever to get over there with her. But no, this was lackluster for me. I didn't buy it. You don't ride for her that much. It didn't make you turn down a partnership. So I feel like we were played with Billable Bill's character, and I hope he does come back in season 4 and reveals the pure lunacy that is him. I know it's not for nothing. Even the little conversation he has with Sally. I need you to remember that you have black children, Bill. I need you to remember that you love black women. Okay, I want to be that man again too. There's something still not right with him. Come back season 4, because it's gonna come out, y'all. It's gonna come out.
I don't know why they would save it. Well, how did you feel about Jax finally quitting?
Girl, it was fine. I mean, it was a long time coming. Like, honestly, at this point, Jax could have been quit. She could have been quit first season. She's always been complaining about the black tax and corporate, and we know that that's real, right? It's a boys club, and she's always been the one that had to prove herself, bring in the most billables, bring in the highest profile clients. Jax, quiet as it's kept, should have left when they made that partner offer, when she had to seek out the partner offer, I think in season 1. So I just felt like it was overdue. It was cute, a little poetic scene. I said, girl, but what happened with all the mother boxes? I said, all your stuff's not going to fit in that one bank box, Jack. That's all I could think about during it, more than I think like the art of it all. I think it was long overdue, but I'm glad she finally did it.
I appreciated the Mariah playing in the back. EJ?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I do think that something was wrong with Bill. I ain't gonna lie, something was wrong with Bill, but they didn't play in on it, and he just ended up being the typical, person that we thought he was. He acted like he tried to go up for Jax, but he didn't, because, like you said, if he really would have wanted to go up for her, he would have never took that position. He would have been like, if this is how y'all treat her, then what value do I have here? And she's the one that's actually winning all the cases and doing all the things and bringing in all the money. Then what in the world, what are you going to do to me if something better comes along? Like, that would have been my thought process in the whole thing. And that would have really, to me, that would have showed Jax that, that she could trust him, and that would have been a real, but yeah, what he did was fake as hell, and it just is what it is. I don't know why we put him and Sally together still. I just don't like it. I'm just like, ugh, I don't know why we're doing that. And it's about time that Jax realizes you can tell she's been thinking about it for a long time. Like, you can tell that this is what she's been wanting to do. But at the end of the day, she's already got all the accolades and she's done all the things. She's more than proved that she herself can go and have her own firm and do her own thing. So I'm just glad that she walked out. And I too was like, girl, are you going to go get some more boxes? And when she walked out of there, she only had the one box, and then she was holding a little thing on the side. I said, ain't no way.
It's not cute to look at all she needs to see. We still need to see the suit.
I mean, that suit was banging.
We need to have the high strut. She could high strut with all those boxes. Let's just say Daniel got everything else. Lawrence?
Yeah, so Bill pulled up in a new whip and rocking a Tom Ford Taylor suit. Okay, cool. But he did what we thought he was going to do. He had the opportunity to say, like EJ said, I see how y'all rocking against Jax. If this is what it takes to make partner, I don't want to do that. But he did what he wanted to do, that looked out for his best self-interest. And I'm proud of Jax going out, starting her own firm, building her own team. I can't wait to see how she goes against also these partners when it comes to her landing these cases versus her ex-partners. Bill is officially in the boys club. He's officially dancing with the devil. I don't know how it's going to turn out for him in the end, but I want to ride with Ashley on this point right here. It would be great if next season he goes into that villain mode. That would be a great blaze of glory. I could see it happening. I hope it will happen.
I don't know if that's where we're heading, because I don't feel like this season made it clear. Because once we get here, I was like, y'all are really going to force them on us. You're really going to force them on us. I was like, I just don't feel like myself. Like, this isn't me. I'm not for this. Like, I need to be out. Well, nobody's standing in your way, Bill. You can be all those things. Love your black woman, have those black kids, be yourself. Fun, loving, charming, funny. Oh, Sally, you know what? I really like to get back to that. What is this voice, Tommy? what is this voice, Joseph? But it's like, yeah, I still love all those things. I don't know if they're setting it up for him to really dig his heels in at the firm and make this place his own and really stand and be something formidable later for Jax and these clients. And yeah, now I'm billable Bill for real. I didn't take your spot. Or is he going to try to go over there in a line because you know what? I can go work for Jax, with Jax. Who the hell knows? But he showed working with Sally, so he's still in her atmosphere. Lawrence.
I'm just saying, we couldn't find nothing better to do for the friends, for Sally. I mean, I am completely over this right. I did not expect them to go this route of them developing a relationship, of them sleeping with each other, him with his Nazi tattoo. Like, oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all. This rate just annoys the heck out of me. I don't judge these writers too much because they do so well, but this whole Sally and Bill relationship thing is just not cutting it for me. I'm over this. I could care less if we're going to the next season about this right here. I could care less about this.
I don't know. I only saw them putting this here because maybe we were thinking this was going to roll over into some type of case or issue, but no, they said this is a couple. Actually, this is a couple of somethings.
I mean, honestly, their hunching was better than Jackson King, Folot King. So, I mean, I really want to know, Lewis, why does it perturb you so, though? I really want to dig into that, Lawrence. Like, why do you, is it just you don't feel like it's steam heat, like they don't have chemistry, or?
This storyline sucks. This storyline is boring. Keeping it 100. Like, I mean, y'all couldn't find nothing else for Sally to do. You know what I'm saying? We see Dr. Autumn Owens here with a baby. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Chanel was doing the stuff with her ex-husband, the guy. They trying to figure out what's going on with the house. We're going to let Sally and Bill hunch together, and they're going to be a couple. So whenever Jax invites Sally over for dinner, guess who's coming to dinner also? Billable Bill.
I think it's a perfect setup. I'm really interested because I really feel strongly he's coming back in season 4. And I think this is the perfect uneasy piece because we have this mutual thing. I think he and Sally will probably move faster than anyone expects and get very serious. And then I think she'll be torn between friendship and love. I'm actually interested to see how it comes out and when his full crazy comes out and it's, at the hopefully not demise of Sally, but she's going to get caught in the crosshairs. I'm really interested. It doesn't really bother me too much. Was it kind of thrown away this season? I do feel like it, but I also feel like with reasonable doubt, they're always setting up for the next season. So I do think they laid some groundwork here that I'd be interested to see how it all pans out when his villainy is truly revealed, because it's coming.
That means we still have to have him here talking like he's talking. I don't want to hear that.
Maybe his real voice will come out next season, Tyra.
If it didn't come out now, then it's not like this. You want me to believe that this is who he is. This is how this man really speaks in any given day when he wakes up in the morning. It's all Sally. Yep, I said, what is this? Is this shirt? It's performative and it's white.
Tommy don't know how to talk white, Tyra. He's learning this season. Tommy don't know how to talk white. He don't know.
EJ.
He done been on Power too long. I don't think he can undo it. But seriously though, I wasn't really I don't know, unless this storyline, like Ashley says, goes into something interesting for the next season, I wasn't that invested in this moment. But I do think they're doing this for a reason. It has to be a reason. And the fact that we know that Jax just doesn't trust Billable Bill. Like, she has her walls up when it comes to Bill. And I mean, he trashed when it all comes down to it. And the fact that now Sally is with, I don't know. I don't know how this is all going to play out. I think this is going to be one weird situation for sure if we're bringing this over into the new storyline, or into the new season, into the new season. How do we weave this in? Like, what are we finna do? Like, is he about to be diabolical, or are we finna just try to force him on Jax, like into this friendship group because now I'm gonna be with him and now he's gonna be like, I don't know. I don't really care, but at the same time I just don't like it either. But I just really don't care.
They played in our face. You're gonna have him come in on the backs of Jay-Z, say hello to the bad guy and not be a bad guy. Y'all play too much. It's childish.
Right.
Everybody's childish. Let's get over here and into the calm before the storm. Because we need to discuss this, because I don't know. I may be on the island alone on this one, but prior to anything, with everything going on and the case is all good and hunky dory, well, can you come to my house for dinner? No, I'm going to celebrate with some friends. What kind of friends? We know what kind of friends. The degenerate friends that hands us red bags of dust. Terrible individuals. But outside of that, and Ozzie opting, you know what, I'm going to walk away from this and still trying to hold on to positivity and my sobriety and take my butt on down to Jack's house for family dinner. It's all chummy. You guys are great parents, you know? We do what we can, you know, we're amazing. Yeah, me and Louis, wonderful parents. It's like, yeah, it isn't that hard to be if we comparing them to if we're comparing him to Ozzie's mama and daddy, but okay. But he's just really in his element here, trying to soak up something that he doesn't have. And I made the right decision of coming here. Jax is just so great. Everything's going well. We're taking pictures with Naima. Soon as like, yeah, we still sleeping at grandma's house. I was like, oh, yep, he about to just go get on out of there. But how is this going to go with everything going so well? Jax just bust out. Yeah, we got to make sure we're working on your sobriety at all times. Yeah, they'll be here in 20 minutes. What? This was incorrect to me. I did not like this forced ambush. With how fragile Ozzie has been in his state all season, I would think that she would have known this is something that probably needs to happen, but it needs to be handled in a certain way. Bum rushing him with this clean living facility and these people coming to get him is not the way to do it. Now, the whole breakdown in the scene, it was great. It was emotional, I love you, Ozzie. I love you too. But Jax, I'm so bad at you, but I love you too. And I'm just going to, go on in the room and take all the time you need, call who you need to call because they're coming to get you. And when he said, I'm mad at you, you're no different than everybody else, I couldn't completely disagree. She said, well, no, I'm completely different because this isn't for me. I'm doing this for you. But yeah, you're doing it on your time, your way, and not consulting me or even speaking with me on it. I've been forced to go and do as others wanted me to all my life. I thought I could trust you, and you knew enough not to do that, especially with them mirroring each other's lives this entire season. You should know. Let me talk to him maybe. Let me maybe they're on the way. And then, of course, we get there. But before we get to the there, Ashley, do you feel like Jax handled this correctly?
Absolutely not. This is what Jax does. Jax oversteps her boundaries, and maybe I'm on the outside looking in, but I didn't feel as though this was an act of love per se. I feel like this was about an act of control. Jax loves to be in control, and again, just going back to what we've said and echoing our sentiments from earlier in the season, she sees so much of herself in Ozzie. I feel like she just had to do whatever she thought was right to save him without actually thinking about who he was, how he would handle it, how he's been handled his entire life. And then not only that, she's married to this weak man who's going to co-sign all of her misdeeds. Because in the next scene, when we see them at the funeral, it's like, no, you did the right thing, Jax. No, you did. You had 2 armed guards come to abscond with Ozzie after your dinner party. And then you warned them. So then you didn't even do that right, because they'll be here in 20 minutes. Go in Spencer's room and just, level set, Ozzie. They'll be right here to get you. I care. Not like your family who runs everything else. I run this for you, Ozzie, because I don't want anything in return. But you do. You still want to be kind of a savior in this moment. And Jax is the reason Ozzie died when he did. Now, would Ozzie may have passed in the future? Maybe. But in this instance, she sent him over. It was too much. It was too fast. And also, people who are forced into rehab, 9 times out of 10, are going to backslide, or what do they call it? Relapse. This was just not a good plan. This was about her wanting to control a situation. I think if she had continued to make herself a stable presence in his life, invite him over maybe once or twice a month, be a part of his life, that could have been something she could have talked him into over time. Or as they tried to sit up at this table and lie and act like they were the perfect family, maybe the more that he was around, he would have an incentive to get better and want it for himself. But you can't want somebody to be free and make it for them. They have to want that for himself. And that's the point she never got to, and never stopped to consider. She's to blame. This is her fault. And Lewis was weak as hell for not telling her the truth about it. You overstepped your boundaries like you do in every other area of your life, in my opinion.
That's hard because there's Jax, and it's like she has this almost like this code of like I'm always right. I know everything. I know exactly what to do. I'm the fixer. Like she over there with the gladiators and she's Kerry Washington. Like, no, it isn't that. And this should have been handled completely differently, even if your heart was in the right place. Lawrence?
Oh, this was a sad scene, but Jax did indeed overstep her boundaries. If Jax was going to do this, I would love for her to call in Dr. Autumn Owens, right? Maybe they could have talked it out with Ozzie, but you kind of forced him. Oh, yeah. Oh, you enjoyed the cherry pie? Oh, yeah. 20 minutes later, but don't worry. I got some people coming for you for rehab. But what you mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Dr. Autumn Owens, I think, could have been a reliable source for him in this scenario right here. This was too much, too soon, the way Ashley said it. And ultimately, this caused his demise. Yes, we know it was the drugs. Yes, we know he was a drug addict at the same time, but this was a lot to handle. You just want the case. You want you want some freedom. This was a lot to handle for anybody in a scenario like this right here. Jax ultimately was in the wrong. And I was going to say maybe she could have consoled the parents, but never mind. You can't do that because the parents are trash. You can't even console the sister. So that's why I say Autumn Owens would have been perfect. He could have continued to come over for family dinner because you can tell he wanted a sense of community. He wanted a sense of family, not from what his friends were pushing with the drugs and all the women and the drinks and stuff like that. He wanted something different, but this was a lot. And yeah, we have to unfortunately kind of lay this, and I hate to say this, we got to lay this at Jax's feet.
EJ.
Yeah, so in my opinion, I actually don't see it like that at all. Like I see it where Jax was doing the right thing. One thing about it is that Ozzie has never been held accountable for anything. Nobody has ever tried to hold him accountable. If Ozzie didn't want to go to rehab, Ozzie would have left. No matter how that 20 minutes, what Ozzie would have just left. There would have been no force. What she did was say, hey, like she was like there was a adamant you need to do this, but overall it was he wanted that. He wanted someone to finally say this is what you need to do. He wanted someone to really, really actually try to help him. Like you could see it in his eyes, you could see it in his last statement. Yes, I'm mad. Like instead of him throwing that tantrum, because that's what he does with his parents. He throws that tantrum and I'm gonna yell and I'm gonna scream. But in this instant, he looks at her and he's like, I'm mad at you. And with calmness, not a tantrum, but I love you too. And I believe that's what he really wanted it. And I really truly think that, and I don't blame Jax for him having this over. I blame the person who gave him well, I don't even blame them. I blame all the trauma that this man has had his entire life, so much that he thought he had to have one last hoorah. And time and time throughout the season, we have seen him come to the brink of death every single time he goes in to take these drugs. They're shooting him up with Narcan all the time because he's always on the brink. And I just think that his body just couldn't take this one last go around. But I honestly and truly believe that Jax did the right thing in this situation. Even though she is a control freak, I do get that. But at the same time, I think that she did have his best interest at heart, and that she did do this for him, and that did make her different from his parents and everybody else who only tried to use him for what he could do. Jax just wanted to see him get that help. And yes, they definitely you know, we know that Jax has trauma, he has trauma. She definitely saw that in him, and she definitely really loved him. Like, you could see the difference in this particular, he wasn't just a client to her.
Right.
This was something totally different that we hadn't seen from her before. Not even with Damon, you know, that was even different. So I mean, that's my opinion. I think that she did the right thing, and I think that had he have not had those drugs, I think Ozzie would have stood a chance. Because one last thing is that when all of this happens, like she said, all of these people are going to be coming. You got the mama who's going to be shoving all these things down his throat. You got these friends that are going to be pushing all these parties on him. Ozzie was going to end up there at some point, but Jax was gonna give him at least a chance. He wanted to go to rehab and try to get clean and try to do better, is what I think. That's what I saw when I saw that scene.
That's really nice of you, EJ. Yeah, you just can't. Like, and she could have done everything the same way that she did here, said everything, but this is what I think, you know, should happen next. Not they're gonna be here in 20 minutes. It's already done. Why? Talk to me about it. Let's, you know, but hey, we're here, and it's a very, very mad world, and it's slow singing and flower bringing. We down at the Fune. I said, God damn it, Ozzie. This was great acting on everybody's part. I think my disconnect with Jax comes in, and I think I have that slide with her and Spencer next. I haven't seen Jax go this hard for her own babies.
Never.
It's like the fix it thing in me. Like, she had to, I think she of course saw herself and Ozzie are just this trauma, and they connected in that way, but just how hard, like, I was like, I gotta go back into some seasons and see, like, that passion. I love you, Ozzie. I was like, when you tell Spencer and Amy that? Like, what? But regardless of that, the whole scene was done really, really well, in my opinion. It, you know, got a rise. It was very emotional. They took me out with the list. So, not the list. The stuff I gotta do. The stuff I want to do was such a simplistic list, like, you know, the most average things that any common person gets to do. These are things that he were looking forward to that he just wasn't going to get a chance to do. So it was very emotional. But yeah, Jackson, and all the tears and the, you know, this is my fault. I need someone to really lean into her, and I'm not saying be mean or tear her down, but yeah, acknowledge, and it is because you overstep. It's been too many moments every season where there is something catastrophic going on because Jax decided to overstep because she thought it was the right thing to do when it wasn't. Even if, you know, the intentions were there and they were positive, in this moment, I don't want no, baby, it's not you. You did the right thing. It's okay. You know, he would have took that hit, and it could have happened anywhere. Yeah, but it didn't have to happen then and there with you in your home, in your son's room. That's not even getting to the kids' trauma. Like, Lord, I just said the shit. The last picture this man ever took was with Naima. Like, it's just a whole lot of things that she does not consider, and Lewis and the people around her, they just kind of coddle and console her and let her know that she's always in the right, when I don't think that's true. Lawrence, how did you feel about the funeral scene? Did you cry?
Wow. Shout out to my boy Luke James, man. He was singing that song that everybody's currently talking about. I didn't cry, but I was sad because I kind of felt like the Ozzie situation was, and I said this in my review, like he was kind of like a family member, right? You got everybody got that one person in a family that, you know, has been down bad, and so many family members have tried to help them up, but unfortunately they end up succumbing to their demons. This was really sad for me. I just felt bad for Ozzie. I just thought about that list, you know what I'm saying, because he wants to be normal. He never got a chance to really do those normal things, and now we'll never see him go to the grocery store or go shopping and go into the movies and stuff like that. It's just a sad scene, man. I hated this for him because I was like, okay, well, he's winning now. You know, we're going to be on the up and up. We're moving up, right? And it didn't turn out like that, you know? So.
EJ, how did you feel about the funeral?
I thought the funeral was beautifully shot. It was emotional. It did everything that it was supposed to do. I think we all knew that at the end of the day, like, that tragedy was going to hit somewhere. And it was just interesting to see everybody, like the family specifically, and to know what we would know eventually, just to see how they were looking. I don't know. It's just, but it was a good scene though. And I love the song. The song was really great. Like Luke James did his thing.
Luke, go eat that up. Actually, how did you feel about it? And how did you feel about Monica sending her happy ass across the street?
She had to be there, the sicko. But yeah, I mean, Mad World is legendary. I was like, this isn't Tears for Fears though, and I didn't know until right now. I was right now you're old when I found out that was Luke James. Great job. I really did enjoy his take on it. Like. The list is honestly what evoked the most emotion for me, because soon after this funeral scene, I was pissed off immediately. I was pissed off again at Lewis's conversation with Jax, absolving her from any responsibility. Even if he didn't want to say it was your fault, he should have at least in that moment brought correction, in my opinion. Like, baby, you can't do that. Like, that wasn't the thing to do. But then immediately following that, I have to see Spencer copping an attitude, and we ain't seen you all season. Who you mugging, sir? Like, and Jack's co-signing, I thought that was weird. And then immediately following that, I got to see Ozzie's raggedy mama talking to a producer about her press run and what her tour is going to look like. I was immediately incensed. I had no time to grieve Ozzie in that moment. It was honestly the reading of the list and me rewinding twice and having to stop it, pause it to read it. I just want to go to the grocery store. I want to do a pickup game. I want to have real friends. Like, I just want to live a normal life. I think that is probably the saddest thing about this whole ordeal. Ozzie, for his entire life, had lived for everyone else, or lived pretending to be someone else his entire life. Acting was his life. Like, let me perform, I'm on stage. I don't think Ozzie ever got a chance to know who Ozzie was without drugs, without acting, without family, without the burden of responsibility. And I think that's probably the biggest tragedy in this. I was reading online some commentary around this episode, and they were talking about the importance of mental health services, especially for young Black men and older Black men, and that people need to be in position to support that. I really hope that this kind of shed a light that you can't wait or trust anyone else to advocate for you. You really have to advocate for yourself. And that's really what my greatest hope would have been for Ozzie. It's devastating that he won't get to live out and honestly find out who he is. And I think that was the most tragic part. But other than that, the funeral pissed me off. Back to back to back to back.
The funeral per se, like a lot of that was this is what pissed me off. Where's baby girl? This is what pissed me off. I didn't mind Spencer pulling up because he was like, yeah, I'll be here. You know the kids stay listening. Hey, I heard about you, billable Bill. Get the hell away from my mama, loser. Get away from my daddy, tramp. I didn't mind any of that. What I didn't like was here when we took this moment, and I know that she was recognizing, like, oh, it's a son. This could have been my son, and that connection that she has to Ozzie. I need to speak to my son. Let me speak directly to Spencer. Speak truth to power and light, and I love you. I was like, where is Naima? Naima was at the funeral. Talk to both of your children, Jax. I never like Naima being like left out. There's always a moment in every season where she's like doing something or acting out in a way or some type of slip up or mishap, and that's the only time we really truly see her engage with the family at all, and they're talking at her and not to her, and then she's kind of left out. I was like, I needed Jax to rear in both of her kids, and because we were both there. We were both, that last picture and that round table. I'm sure this hurt in the house. Like, this is my bedroom. This is my bedroom. This is, this is our space. And something so traumatic has taken place. I need my children to know if anything happens, if you're feeling whatever, come to me. I love you all. Not just have Spencer here. I did not like this, but y'all don't have to elaborate on this. Lawrence, you want to say anything about this? I didn't like that Naima wasn't here.
No. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I can tell that I'm assuming that Spencer is unfortunately Jax's favorite child. But when you're talking about a conversation like this, like you said, you do need both the kids there. It shouldn't just be one child. And I get it because he was a black boy and you're raising a black boy. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can think of when she wanted to pull him to the side. But I'm like, no, the girls in the world, they have just as many problems as the black boys do too. So you need to tell both of your children about how you feel. If they're ever feeling bad, reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? Jax dropped the ball on this. It should have been both of them.
EJ, did you mind this at all? Did you just feel into the sentiment, or did you want Naima to be here?
Not necessarily. I feel like the moment was really about, well, for one thing, for me, it was the fact that Spencer was right there at the moment. And I think in the moment, it was more about him being a young man, and Spencer is also out of the house. I mean, I feel like people talk to their children separately all the time. I mean, I know I talk to my children separately all the time and have different conversations with them and tell them both I love them separately. So I didn't pay attention to it like that. I just figured it was just in the moment.
I did, because y'all always leaving Naima on the curb. Stop doing that. That's why she got problems now. That's why she was stealing that stuff out the stove.
Yep.
Ashley.
Y'all not gonna make me believe it. And it's me, Kia. It wasn't about him defending his mama, because who was he defending her for? He just had this the first time we really see him, and he got a stank face for no reason. For billable Bill, he's defending his mama. No, it's weird. But let's not pretend under any circumstance that Jax is any kind of mama. Like, this is cute, but where is the parenting? Like, raised Spencer? Did she raise Naima? Does she? Last time I checked, he's in boarding school, right? Like, where's the raising? You bring these babies around for traumatic events and traumatic events only. You bring her back to announce Grandma Lou's cancer. You bring him back for a funeral. Like, this little moment of, if you're ever, feeling, if you're a present parent to young black babies, these are conversations you have as soon as they're able to comprehend things. I don't think it takes just that. To me, this was very performative. It did not move me at all. I don't think Jax is no kind of mama. And y'all know I don't think Lewis is any kind of daddy. I think they're some of the trashiest parents on the planet. And especially in this show, I'd rather him just have stayed in boarding school and she sent an email or texted him about it. It didn't move me at all. But I mean, A for effort. If that's what they're trying to do now, bring them in and have us believe that these are present, active, loving, educational parents. Oh, all right.
Not an email and a text message, Ashley. We don't need that. Like, well, if he wasn't here, he wouldn't have needed that anyway. But what do we expect from her? This heifer got her moment still, in spite of Ozzie's death. Now you get the spotlight you always wanted, Mom. Now you get to be the mother to tell all the stories about how to avoid this and your shortcomings and kind of profit off of Ozzie's death anyway. This was horrible. I needed her to be... I really wanted her to be in on everything as well so they could lock both of them up. But the fact that she still gets to be trash and still be here in his light and speak... Girl, get away from me. Like, oh, I didn't need her getting a moment. Ho, you're not innocent. EJ, how did you feel about this?
There was a moment when I think it was Jax told Ozzie that people would try to profit off of his pain, right? And that's all I saw when I saw this moment, was that even in Ozzie's death, people were still trying to profit off of him. Like, it was never about... For her, she always wanted to be in the spotlight, and this is what she continues to try to do. She's just, at the end of the day, I mean, you can't say we know what type of mom she is, person she is, and how she failed Ozzie in every last single way. So it won't even help to say that she's a trash mom. She's just doing exactly what she's always done. And that, once again, that tearful act that she came over and she did all the things, it just wasn't real. Like, it wasn't real, because here we are right back to doing the same exact thing. You would think that after losing your son the way that you lost your son, the last thing you would want to do is exploit him even further. No, and if they did something later in life that was a real tribute, I would be like, oh, okay, but not right now, not this soon, not at this moment. It feels like we're taking advantage of it, and we're just trying to continue to, just exploit him even more, even in death.
Ashley, Jax, you won. She said you won.
Because he didn't want to, your braised spam and pineapples lady. Get out of here. That was so dumb. Where did he go? He was at my house for dinner. I invited him to dinner. Lady, I really just wanted a moment of awareness with his mom. Like, if this is the worst possible thing that can happen, we done went through the trial, we done went through your lies, everything that you've done, your neglect, all the trauma that's happened to him in his younger years that you weren't there to protect him from, and now his imminent, passing. I really thought we may have gotten a glimpse, a moment of like reflection or sorrow or grief or even repentance, right? Because I did these things. This was on me. It's because of me he didn't want to come to dinner. And why would he? You know what I mean? But for her to sit herself up here in this 80s Easter Sunday jacket and proceed to or begin to give the interview with a baby Ozzie behind her without a tear, just ready to get this bag because we got to eat still. Ozzie gone, but we still got to eat. This was despicable. It was terrible. I don't know if I have to be able to look at this lady in Bel Air next week. I don't know how I'm going to be able to look at her. I honestly don't. I'm so perturbed and pissed off because what we hope for every character in a series, we hope for an arc, right? We hope for some development, some growth, some realization. Even though it's very late at this point, I would have hoped she could have come to a moment where she was like, I was wrong as hell, like I screwed his life up, let me sit in that, let me sit with that and do something. But no, back to the thing. And this is probably more like real life, this is what happens every day. But it was really, really sad to watch this.
Lawrence.
Wow. Wow. I mean, all of these episodes are named after Jay-Z songs, right? So the song I'm thinking about right now is Nobody Wins When the Family Feuds, right? By Jay-Z. Nobody literally wins in this situation. What do you mean, Jack, you won? Both of y'all lost somebody that you deeply cared about, somebody that you deeply love. And I'm thinking to myself, why can't this family, why can't this mom in particular, the matriarch of the family, why can't y'all just heal, right? Like, why do you have to go getting ready to do a tell-all book or tell-all interview? Your son is not even fully underneath the ground yet. What do you mean you're getting ready to do a tell-all? Like, what are we doing here? But again, it's all about, like everybody else said, how can we make $1 off Ozzie even in death?
This is trash. This hoe needs the chamber. Let me move on. I needed her to pay for something. She just got off. She needed to be right over here with him. Cause really, yo, no, I was on this man's neck so hard. You couldn't tell me nothing about this daddy for several episodes. Probably all the way up to episode 7 to 8. I was like, he's trash. He's involved. Then by the time we got there and they showed what type of chill and docile of a man he was when he was talking to the wife, I was like, well, maybe he isn't. Like, there's no way. I needed them to give glimpses to something. We didn't see him enough, and I'm sure that was intentional, but this just felt like such a leap for me. When we left that courtroom and they were in the car, you didn't tell me you were going to do that. Well, what do I do now? Like, do I have to just do some time now for Ozzie? And all I did was sleep with Vanessa. My side. Oh man, I was like, what? How do we go from that? Like, yeah, you're gonna do it because I said so, and that's just that. All the way over to you bees and you ain't never did nothing. I ain't never liked you, Christy. I was like, what? This is a totally different character. This is a totally different character. I knew that he was probably going to be involved in some way, but by the time we got here, I just knew, like, okay, when are we going to bring in the mama? She had the most to lose, the most to gain from Wendy going away. We already said that this tape was deep fake. She's been the one all kind of in Ozzie's ear so far. We haven't seen Daddy, and it's like she's trying to align herself with, okay, if he's guilty, I need to go over here. If he's innocent, I need to go over here, make sure I go down to the house and tell him how great he is and I love him as long as I'm still with the bag. It was just him. It was just him. No mama involved whatsoever. It was just him and poor Christina. Poor girl. Poor girl. This victim. This poor thing here. She's been used, abused all her life in some way. Like, they mistreated both of these children, but I thought that it was a they situation. I mean, I really wanted us to care about Wendy more. I didn't. I was like, oh, Wendy, a girl. And they showed us the whole thing. I was like, I don't care. That's awful. Maybe it was just too much tragedy on tragedy, and they were so busy endearing and getting us into Ozzie's life. I low key sometimes forgot about Wendy. So when we got here, we got the play by play of her hitting her head and grab her legs and the whole thing and shooting her, and how Alex was even a part of that. I wish I cared more for Wendy in the situation. But for it to just be Daddy and nobody else, and of course, Chrissy's just innocent and she was just doing what she needed to do in lying to Daniel, but she still loves Daniel. I don't know if this was satisfying enough for me. I needed both of those parents to go down, but at least somebody went down. EJ, how did you feel about this?
Yeah, I was mad because, we were saying that to Daddy from the jump, right? But then, the show did what it does. It took us down this rabbit hole and was like, no, y'all tripping, y'all tweaking for real, because ain't no way in the world it's the Daddy. Look at him. Look at this man right here. This mama just punked the hell out of him. There's no way that he came up with the strength to do this. All he want to do is, what's his name say, play in the snow. That's all he wanted to do. Yeah. So there's no way it could be him. So I really went off of him. I really thought that it was no longer him because of that one main scene. But from the beginning, I was like, man, he's just so quiet. Like, they're just not putting too much on him. It got to be him. But, it is what it is. You got to follow your first mind. But I wasn't invested in Wendy's story either. Like, I was like, I really don't care about Wendy. Who cares about this? Like, who did it? But I don't care about her. Like, I'm like, low key, she was kind of an ass too, like, to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't make her like likable, and you just like, oh my God, like, she was just not that likable to me from the few moments that we did meet her. So I don't know. I don't know if that was done on purpose to steer us away from having any type of sympathy for her and really just leaning in on more of the sympathy for Ozzie and everything that's kind of weaving in and out. But knowing that it was the Daddy all along, I'm just like, dude. And the way he talked to old girl, like, I was like, dang, Kristen, man, I'd have made you a whole, like, you was the op for real. And now, I'm not gonna look at Ashley. And now, now I don't know how to feel about it. I was like, dang, they just did a Uno reverse on us. And her and Daniel, it was never going to work. It is what it is. Daniel don't even want to be with a person that could be with the potential of being a murderer. And she was an accessory to one. So I'm with Daniel on this one. And, gotta go.
Yeah, Wendy was an afterthought. Just put Kyle in some more. Put Ozzie in some more things, because baby, he was there when he spread that coat. I said, not you coming to the door with your Bobby Brown 90s coat, y'all. I said, boy, you better act down, because he was on them drugs and you couldn't tell me no different. Ashley, Christine is an innocent young girl.
Innocent, she's not. I wish y'all gotta stop with that. Kristen is not innocent. No, baby. When she went with him from that house, when she helped him move Wendy's body from that house to that cabin, and then later helps him, like, no, Kristen is not innocent. Y'all aren't gonna do that. Accessory, co-conspirator, in my opinion, because you wasn't doing your job. I gotta do everything for you, Kristen. Your job was to keep Ozzie safe.
She was a victim.
No, the fact that Daddy came in like Ike Turner and Joe Jackson mixed together, like he's from the Slapaho tribe, like he's sugar free. I'm not about to break their fingernail going oops upside your head when Wendy came in there with all that mouth. I said, did you backhand? He said, you'll be sending condolences to your mama, Wendy. Here's the other thing. Wendy was dumb as hell. Because after your altercation with Ozzie, you don't go to confront these black folks in their house. You never do that, Wendy. You go to the tabloids, you go to the press, you go into witness protection at that point. Because Wendy had a little bit too much mouth for my liking anyway. Do I think that was justification for her being taken out? But you're in the woods, Twilight type woods, with this Daddy, and you talking about and I'm gonna tell everything, and I'm gonna, like, you just don't think fat meat's greasy, do you, ho? Like, they've literally busted you upside the head, brought you to, this damn isolated cabin in the woods. Now you're out here running for your life like you're being hunted, and now you're gonna tell him what you're gonna do to him. It was so dumb and so stupid. I said, she must have just wanted to be buried. out there. But no, Kristen's not innocent. It was a collaborative effort. She was there, and I get it. She was abused, she was conditioned, she was all of those things. You know, she was made to be the one to protect. Also, what you're never going to do to me, writer's room, is have her spin this yarn and narrative for Daniel and act like none of it was true. That's stupid. Why would she do that? You in the mood of giving? You went to this cabin with your blicky, and you've done other dirt. You've done other dirt as well. You done got a boy taken out. Kristen is not an innocent. But I do say that I was not expecting Ike. I was not expecting Joe Jackson. I was not expecting Daddy to be from the Slapaho tribe. That shocked me. She got 2 words out of her mouth, and I said, oh my gosh. But yes, a totally different character. This was not continuity. But hey, I love a good surprise. It was interesting. I was set. I was invested. But Kristen is still a criminal mastermind. She's still got killer crazy cooch, and I would never trust her. If Daniel's not the one that got shot, he needs to be on the lookout.
Yeah. Lawrence, is Kristen innocent to you, or is she still just as diabolical over here with her demon daddy?
It is indeed definitely killer. It's the killer. I'm glad Daniel was finally realizing to stop thinking with this other head, basically. No. I mean, I'm still on the fence if she's really involved. I kind of feel like I got cheated because I thought it was going to be her, but I really needed a 2-for-1 special. I was hoping that whoever was going to be, that would be somebody like Monica, right? But instead, it was Kristen. I'm like, oh, okay, Kristen and the dad. They definitely fooled me. Shout out to the writers' room. Y'all did y'all thing. And yeah, I think Wendy could have potentially lived if she would have not spit on Sal. Like, you know, that man is not going to take that right there. Y'all in the woods, right? So now you're basically at Sal's mercy at the end of the day. Like y'all said before, she was extremely mouthy. He ended her. He offed her just like that. Bro, I'm like, come on, man. You out here in the woods, like, really? Like, you...
He unloaded that clip, Lauren.
He did. And, I mean, yo, Daniel, I hate it for my boy. But he realizing, yo, I can't be in love with a killer, man. Like, Daniel, just get on plenty of fish, bro. You can build the kind of woman you want, bro. Just, you can say glasses, college educated, black woman, get on POF, bro.
Oh, Lord. I mean, they tried to play in our face with this scene too, because while we having Daniel, I still love you. I really did. That was true. Am I ever going to see you again? No, probably not. What? We ain't never going to see you again. Daniel, where you going? Where are you going? Could you possibly have been shot? Because as quick as we can get into our office in the marriage, I was like, yeah, we don't play Mary J. Blige no more drama for nothing. I said, oh, hell. You don't argue with that unless something's about to go down. It's always drama. Mary still had drama after No More Drama. Who put that on? It was real cute. You know, it was inspirational. We was setting up shop. You know, it was all white. You know, it was great. Fresh starts and new beginnings. Baby, Monica rolls up with her braid. I said, Monica! Girl, what? Monica got a braids to the back. Not a lick of makeup. And her demented mind. You killed my man, Jax, the love of my life. This sicko that I said, this is what happened when we don't arrest Chester and the Blisters. I told you this whole should have been behind bars. We needed to do something with her. No, she's been free ranging around, running around down at the fume, standing outside the gates, looking like somebody stole her bike. She feels like she took something from her, and now I have to roll up and take something from you. Shoots the gun, and it fades to black. We don't know. Lewis is standing there. Daniel is standing there. Jax is standing there. Now, I don't think it would do much good to do like, okay, somebody was wounded, but everybody's okay. If we're gonna pull it, somebody needs to die. Let's go there. Not that I want any, Lewis. Not that I want any of these people to die, But if we're gonna commit, let's commit. But like y'all said, and like we know, they don't want Lewis to go anywhere. The show wants this dynamic together, as dysfunctional as it can be, at however many times that we've seen. This is her husband. This is her man. So if anybody's going to be taken out, naturally it's going to be Daniel. That's unfortunate. If it's not Daniel, and if it's Jax or Lewis, they're probably just wounded. Ashley, who do you think got shot here, and how did you feel when this happened? This is something I didn't expect.
It needs to be Lewis. The Follock King of the world needs to go. Needs to go. Needs to go. This is the perfect exit. This because I know he's got other projects. This has got to be. You know what I mean? I really, my hopes, my prayers, everything is on Lewis being taken out by Cleo in this moment. There's no way she came with her braid down. Girl, you could have put on that curly wig you had on the whole time, Monica. Or at least did your little twist out. I don't know why I don't know when people do dirt, they gotta, be so, girl, put on a little bit of something. Smell good. I would have liked her if she would have had her Sunday best suit on again. Like her little outfit with the skirt. I thought that would have been so cute. But maybe she's been grieving and mourning and all of that. But I really sincerely hope that it was Lewis. And maybe he's not unalived. Maybe it's a flesh wound, but it gets him rethinking his life and thinks he needs to be less of a punk next season. That's my hope and prayer. Likely, they will probably try to take out my boy Daniel, and that'll hurt my feelings because he got some crazy coochie for the first time because y'all know I think he was a virgin, and then died. How does that work? No. If anyone has to leave the earth and transition and go on to be with the Lord, let that be Lewis in the series. But if it's an injury, I can deal with Daniel or Lewis.
Reese, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Stop it, please. Hell yeah, we was confused. What the hell are you talking about? Mama Lou wasn't there, so I was like, what? Ain't gonna tell me I done misread your super chat. I need a dub in the chat just for you being over here being all hot. EJ, how did you feel about this shooting?
Listen, I did not want to be the one to say anything. I was like, because I was like, did I miss something? Like, where was Mama Lou? I kept trying to figure that out. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let it go because I said maybe I missed it. So, but I'm glad to know that I did not miss that. So anyway, though, this was like we knew that she was gonna do something, and we've been waiting on her to do something. And when she did nothing this entire time, I was like, "Oh, okay, she just ain't gonna do nothing." But where's the next case? That's not how this show goes. Something has to happen. But I really didn't see her come in and look. I mean, she really do look like Cleo. I'm sorry, that is kind of jacked up. Yeah, this was just messed up. I had to rewind this twice because I said, "Is that Monica? What is going on? Where her wig at?" Like I was like, "What is happening?" Yeah, I couldn't tell that was her at first, but yeah, this is just. I don't think that it's gosh. I don't want it to be Daniel, but at the same time, if it's Daniel, he's gone. Like, that's it. They're not going to bring him back. They're just going to unalive him, right? That would make the most impact. They're not going to unalive Lewis. Lewis is not going anywhere. That's not going to happen. And Jax is the show. She's not going anywhere either, but we can definitely hurt her. You know what I'm saying? And then she goes through all this rehab and all this stuff. And, what do they do? The jump things where they time jumps and stuff. And we see her after all this time, after she's been, and then we go into the next case. Like, that's the only other thing they can do. I need for this to be powerful. I need for it to mean something. If we gonna have her coming up in here like this, Jax better be in a coma. I'm sorry. Jax better be in a coma, or Lewis. Lewis could be in a coma. I don't care. Either one. Somebody got to be they can't die because they not going to die. But one of them got to be in a coma and we got to see it. Like, it got to be a thing. Like Jack sitting by Lewis's side that entire time because, he got shot because of this case and all of this stuff. But I don't want Daniel to die.
Open on Daniel's tombstone. They're going to put flowers on his grave. Oh, Lawrence, how did you feel about this?
I mean, Monica did come in with a YN outfit. You dig what I'm saying? Man. Okay. So this is my thoughts right here. Okay, I see Daniel as a fan favorite. You know what I'm saying? And it will be wild for him to get shot off. I mean, because he's a fan favorite, I could see Lewis potentially stepping in front of his woman. But then again, I don't know. Daniel's been so not loyal to Jax. Maybe this is an opportunity for him to prove his loyalty to Jax even more by stepping in front to take this bullet. I don't see any of them really dying. I think it's just going to be somebody going to be in the hospital. it'd be hard for me to believe that any of these big three right here. Well, of course, no Jackson will die, but it'd be hard for me to believe either Lewis or Daniel would end up, dying again and passing away at the end of the day.
Yeah, because they dived in front of Jax. It's not Jax. It's one of them. But it's just a question of how we gonna be. I just feel like Daniel has been through enough. Like, can we just not, please? Here, damn, as you should. Because don't be down in the chat talking about I ain't do something. You didn't read the scene about talking about Mama Lou was here. If Mama Lou ass wasn't on that floor in Spencer's room, they wasn't gonna put her ass here. I love Darflene in the chat said, "Oh my gosh, she's the healthiest cancer patient I've ever seen." She been living her best life. We had that traumatic scene in the hospital, and she's been living her best life ever seen on down at the dinner table. But you guys, that was Reasonable Doubt Season 3. This has been an excellent time. Thank you guys so much. Like everybody here, we appreciate you guys for being here. And I appreciate Lawrence and EJ for joining us in the conversation. I want to come to you guys individually. You can say what you need to. You want to give any things about the show or just tell anybody what you have going on. EJ, I'm going to come to you first. Mute it, EJ.
My bad. Always muted. First and foremost, this has been fun. I love it over here. I love Reasonable Doubt. It's such a great show to discuss and talk about. They definitely didn't disappoint, so definitely excited for that. So thank you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. And then as far as just my channel is concerned, more family business stuff. If you're watching a family business, dropped my live recap yesterday. Definitely. Let's see. I did a It movie review, so definitely check that out. What else did I do? I did some other stuff as well. Just go and check. I can't think of it all right now off the top of my head, so I apologize. But please just go over to the channel, check out the channel, turn on the notifications, and keep them on. I'll be dropping more stuff throughout the week. Thank y'all.
Thank you, EJ. And starring Toya, to hear our overall thoughts, rewind it all the way back to the beginning where we give what we thought about the season as a whole and also what we thought about episode 10. But I think everybody, for the most part, thought it was executed well. Lawrence?
Wow. First of all, thank you, ladies, for inviting me on. Like, this has been such a blast hanging out with y'all these last 10 weeks. Like, this has been just absolutely epic. So thankful to join you three ladies when we talk about Reasonable Doubt. And I love this show so much. I did my final review of Reasonable Doubt for this season. It's been a banger of an episode. Today, I'm going to go see The Running Man. So check that out. I did my review on that. I got my boy Daniel Ezra on that. Gotta, look out for him. I used to do All-American recaps. So that's one reason why I want to check out The Running Man. Check out my review for Finding Joy. And yeah, it's been a blast, man. Again, thank you, ladies, so much. Make sure y'all subscribe. Reasonable Doubt, we love y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence. Y'all, we got literally a minute, and we're going to be getting into grits. But I'm going to come down here and add to Ashley, just in case you want to say something cute.
I know, but thank y'all.
You got anything you want to say?
Thank y'all for coming through and supporting us for these 10 weeks. Y'all know we appreciate it. And be on the lookout for Bel Air, honey. I think that'll be the closest thing that we get to this, and hopefully it's amazing. But thank y'all. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to everyone on the panel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And be sure to drop in the comments and let us know your overall thoughts for the season, and if you have any predictions for season 4. But thank y'all.
Absolutely. As I was just saying, meet us in literally 1 minute. Ashley and I will be getting into the latest episodes of Grits on All Black, and that's going to be fun. So yeah, we'll be right back. If you're not doing that and you want to lay down somewhere, then we'll just see you later. But overall, thank you so much for supporting us, and everybody have a wonderful night. Thank you.
She said she my eye, but I don't know her. Had to look her up. I know that I'm rich, but I can help it. I'm good as fuck. I've been on these bitches next so long, sometimes I forget stuff. I can put you in my business. You might wish me dead tomorrow. Bitches be on today, sing every word of tomorrow. I still got cases open. Keep your mouth shut tomorrow. Play with me today, then get some sleep. You know it's up tomorrow. Fake, that's what my friend.